I want to throw out some questions because I agree with Rev on this. We're here building a movement in this country to drive out this regime because it is absolutely necessary. And there's nothing more important that any of us could do. All of the causes that I'm sure you all have also spent a lifetime trying to make this a better world, we're not going to get anywhere if we don't stop this regime in its tracks. And so World Can't Wait is going to do a national full-page ad in the Times in 3 weeks. I hope some of you have heard about it. And the question it's going to pose is, what damage could the Bush regime do in the next 18 months? This was something that I know some of you probably watched The View. I never used to watch it, but when Rosie O'Donnell came on and started laying out some truth about what's happening in the country, I began to watch it. And on her last day last week, when she got into this fight with the resident Christian fundamentalist on there, the way this fight started was Joy Behar came, and Rosie said, "Joy, I understand you have something you want to say." So Joy says, "I have a list. I do not understand why the heck this president hasn't been driven from office yet. What the hell are people thinking about?" So she starts going through her list of what could happen in the next 18 months. We all have that list. We should have it going on in our heads. It's horrific. Number one, for all we know, he could bomb Iran. He said he's going to. Very likely he's going to do it next spring, before the election. Very likely the implications of that could even be that there is no election in 08. And I know a lot of folks are pretty smugly content with the idea that the Democrats are going to replace the Bush regime, and that's how we're going to drive it out. I don't think so. I don't think any of this is a given. There's a lot up for grabs right now. And I also have to echo what Rev was just mentioning. A lot of folks thought that in November of 06, we had won. We had won. The people had won. No, we didn't. We didn't win. What we win and the terms that we change have to be on the basis of what we do. What we will accept being done in our name, or what we will reject and stop. Let me throw you out two more things. What could the Bush regime do in 18 months? Stevens on the Supreme Court steps down. You get an Alito, a Scalia, a Roberts. You get the 5 solid core, really pro-fascist votes on the Supreme Court. That affects the lives of young women and all women. Based on this recent decision, I don't think people have really confronted the Carhart decision, Carhart v. Gonzalez, last month. It wasn't a decision just about so-called partial birth abortion. This is the legal premise for outlawing all abortions. Don't kid yourself on this. So this is a whole direction that the Bush regime is going. The questions we have to ask ourselves, and to state the obvious, our sister Cindy Sheehan is not here tonight. And I'm sure many people have read or heard about her announcement that she's not going to participate in this movement before. But I really want to challenge everyone to read what she actually wrote. The questions that she's raising are questions we all have to grapple with. Can we, in the political framework that we're kept in this country, of elections being the penultimate decider, can we change things? I hope David will talk about, he just wrote a great piece about this as well, challenging people to look beyond elections. I got 1 minute, and I just want to throw out one more thing, that the Bush regime is not the end. It is not the culmination of something happening. The Bush regime is the beginning of a very, very bad direction. And those of us who get a glimmer of what it represents have a huge responsibility to go out and talk to every single person we know about their responsibility of what it means, and put the question to people like this. If you have a choice about it, do you want to live in an empire? If you have a choice in it, do you want to live under a regime that makes torture legal?
No.
So, and put it that way for people so that they get a chance to think about their responsibility. And that's a big way that we're going to be successful in this driving out the Bush regime through impeachment, indictment, resignation. The mass movement of the people is the key thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Shirley?